This is Abe Friedtanzer from Awards Buzz, and I'm so excited to be speaking with Heather Graham about Chosen Family. How are you, Heather?
Good. How are you, Abe?
Good, good. Can you tell me where the idea for this film came from?
I wanted to tell a story about this kind of journey I'd gone through in my life from, in the most simplest terms, being a people pleaser to learning how to set boundaries and take care of myself and just appreciate how great my friendships are. And so I started writing the script and I said, well, how do I make sort of difficult things funny? And then I wrote it. It took a long time to get it made, but it's really exciting that it's finally done.
In what ways are you like Anne?
Well, I love yoga. I'm super obsessed with yoga. I think I'm somebody who, I definitely have things I struggle with, and I look to yoga and meditation and all these different self-help things to help me, but there's still a part of me that's like, it's not totally working, help. And just the humor in the new age self-help community, I wanted to find that humor.
There's such a great cast around you. Where did you start, and did you have certain people you knew you wanted to be in certain roles?
Well, I had worked with Thomas Lennon before, and I was so excited he agreed to be in it. And Julia Stiles, it's really cool because her being, who she is, she helped greenlight the movie. That was amazing. And Andrea, I had watched her TV show a lot, and I was kind of blown away that she agreed to do it. And then we got so many great actors in our independent film. I feel very lucky. It was very fun. People were improvising funny stuff, and we laughed a lot.
You also do a great job with your younger co-stars. It's fun to see them in, very precocious roles.
Yeah, yeah. No, the little girl who plays John's daughter, Ella Grace, she is really talented. She's really funny. She's also a really good dancer. It's funny because there was a dancing scene in the movie, and I didn't realize she competes. That's how good of a dancer she is. She goes to like dance competitions. And the other little girl is actually my best friend's daughter, who is she's really close to me, and she's a really good friend.
That's great. I like the chemistry you have with John also in that, Steve really is this wonderful guy, but there's just this sort of insurmountable obstacle between them.
Yeah, I wonder if people that have dated somebody newly divorced with a kid might be able to relate to this.
I know you've had the chance to screen the film at film festivals. What has the reaction been like? Have there been any surprises in terms of reactions?
I mean, it's great sitting in the audience because you can hear people laughing. And, I think people related to the story. People will come up to me afterwards and say, oh, well, I had a sister and I had the same situation, or I had, I dated someone with a kid, or just, people relate, which is cool. And just hearing laughter, I think it's definitely sometimes awkward, cringy moments that are also funny. And it's fun, listening to people laugh.
I think a film with this title, I wouldn't necessarily expect to have so much of Anne's actual family. Is this always the title you wanted, or did that come through a little later?
You know what? It always was the title because I love that title, Chosen Family, because with my friends, we say that a lot, like go for your, like go where the love is, find your chosen family. And yeah, I wanted to celebrate that.
I know this was your second time directing. Was the experience radically different from the first?
I felt like I was more confident. I mean, there were aspects of the financing which were challenging. Um, but there were other aspects where I feel like I'm starting to understand the process more from the director's viewpoint, and that was really cool.
Is something you'd like to do again?
Yeah. It's kind of like, to be honest, it's kind of torturous. It feels slightly masochistic, but I want to do it again.
Is it more challenging starring in your own films? I know that there are a lot of actors who, go on to make movies, but then sort of pull themselves out from it, whereas you're wonderfully front and center.
I mean, I think that it's probably, even if you're just directing it, it kind of feels like the movie's your baby. And then when people want to do different things with it than you want, or you can't always control certain things, or certain things, are stressful and something happens, it does feel like somebody's like hurting your baby. So I think that even if you're not acting in it, it still would be probably challenging.
Well, on the note of your acting career, you've had so many fantastic roles over the years. Is there anything you feel like particularly really follows you, throughout that people really look back to for you?
I mean, a lot of people love Austin Powers for sure. It's really sweet. I met this man and his daughter, and they were like, "We've bonded, watching Austin Powers when I was growing up." And definitely drugs, boogie nights for a lot of, film lovers. They love that. And Hangover, Swingers. There's a lot of movies that people and different ones. Like sometimes people are just like License to Drive, this movie I made when I was 17. Some people are really still think about that. And then people are also very into Twin Peaks. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, you're in Twin Peaks."
Is there anything that no one ever asks you about that you wish that you're very proud of that you wish they did?
Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, a lot.
Well, thank you so much, Heather. It was such a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, it's great meeting you. Thank you so much, Abe.